Welcome back to the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for bed? Are you all snuggled up and ready for the Lights Out bedtime story? Good, because you're in for a treat tonight, as we have another book from the international bestseller, Oliver Jeffers. I was going through the stories I'd read on the show this year because we're coming up to the 500th episode, so I was doing a bit of digging and I saw that these two books I read last night, The Way Back Home and How to Catch a I'll keep that in and How to Catch a Star had only like 50 downloads when all the rest had thousands and thousands. I've been trying to think what to read for the 500th episode, and I might just do a top 5 stories this year. So I've been looking at which ones were downloaded the most, and I'm not sure if you'd be surprised, but there's some good stories. Almost 500, so we're halfway to our mission of 1,000 ad-free stories forever for boys and girls around the world. But anyway, let's get back to the story, because it's all about the story. How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers. Once upon a time, once there was a boy, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night, the boy watched the stars from his window, and he wished he had one of his very own. He dreamed how his star might be his friend. They would play hide and go seek, and take long walks together. The boy decided he would try to catch a star. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best, because then the stars would be tired from being up in the sky all night. So the next day he set out at sunrise, but he could not see a star anywhere. He sat down and waited for one to appear. He waited and he waited and ate lunch and waited, and after dinner he waited some more. Finally, just before the sun was about to go away, he saw a star. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he could not jump high enough. So very carefully he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find. But the star was still way out of reach. He thought he might lasso the star with a lifebelt from his father's boat, but it was much too heavy for him to carry. He thought he could fly up in his spaceship and just grab the star, but the spaceship had run out of petrol last Tuesday when he flew to the moon. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up into the sky to reach the star, but the only seagull he could find didn't want to help at all. The boy thought he would never catch a star, but just then he noticed something floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he had ever seen, just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. He tried to fish the star out with his hands, but he couldn't reach it. Then he had an idea. The star might wash up on the shore. He ran back along the jetty to the beach. Then he waited and walked and watched and waited. And sure enough, the star washed up on the bright golden sand. The boy had caught a star of his very own. The end of How to Catch a Star by Oliver Jeffers, here on the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. you little stars. Good night.